So I'm Matt.
Well, you're bloke number one.
I am bloke number one.
I'm Andy. I'm bloke number two of the two blokes cider in
Seagrave, Ontario.
Sunny Seagrave, Ontario.
So for those that are not totally familiar of geography in the province, where exactly would you be close to so someone could tell?
So we are an hour outside of Toronto, northeast of the city, in North Durham, directly north of Oshawa, east of Newmarket, west of Peterborough, south of Lindsay, and basically in farm country.
About 7 minutes north of Port Perry, which is a good marker for people to find us, and at the gateway to the Kawarthas, basically.
That's what they say.
So why did you end up here, though?
I grew up on this farm. So this is, and my family's been here for about 5 generations. So I have a deep connection to this property and to the land around here. I also have a desire to find a future for farming, and that's really what's at the core of this project, is trying to find a future for not just our family farm, but just what does farming look like in the 21st century.
And the space you were at, what is it? I mean, we're obviously in sort of the tap room / production facility, and you've got some trees outside. What is the space all about?
So we were in a former implement shed. It's about a 4,000 square foot implement shed that we turned into our cidery and tasting room. It's a kind of a mixed-use production area and tasting room.
Yeah, we had definitely built on a budget, and we always knew that the integration of the orchard and the farm into the space was going to be important. So this building itself has roots in the farm as it existed beforehand, and very much fits quite well.
You've pulled out a couple ciders for us. Can you tell us what we have in front?
Well, we've worked our way through 2 of our newest ciders. So they're a wild ferment. Both of them are wild fermented, single varietal English cider apple ciders. One was a Dabinet, and the other one was a Kingston Black. Both wild ferment and in bottle carbonated. So pretty rustic and pretty tasty.
Yeah, I'm working our way through a flight as well. We have a still Ida Spy cider, quite bright and acidic, lends itself well to pairing. Almost has more Chardonnay notes, and then our more experimental one for the springtime, the return of our Chai Masala cider, which has been a great seller last year, and it was in demand for this year. So we try and present ciders that are truly unique on their own. We try and get away from a flight of cider that's sort of cider with this flavor in it or cider with that flavor in it. We think that each one is very unique.
Well, we've got our Scrumpy cider as well, which is it was cask fermented, cask aged, and very kind of a rustic cider. So it has a lot of body into it, which is great. And then we also have our Hex Press, which is our LCBO SKU, kind of the straight through the middle, fan favorite.
Yeah, considering that 2.5 years ago, we had 2 products. That was our claim to fame. So now, we've grown a little bit since then.
Where do you get the inspiration to produce something new? Is it something that tends to lean to a classic that you felt like before, or are you going in sort of another direction?
So we started with the orchard. Even before we opened the door to the cidery, we planted our trees, and so we were always an apples first kind of operation. So the fact that we're able to do single varietal English and French ciders now is a testament to that work. But really, cider fits between the cider and the beer world, so the wine and the beer world. So we've got so we draw inspiration from our beer friends and the creativity that's happening on the beer side, and then we also like to play a little bit on the wine side, but not be too serious about it. So it's kind of we try and keep things in this market here. We don't have the luxury of being super esoteric, so we're kind of have to be kind of a little bit meat and potatoes sometimes.
And we're sort of hopefully coming out of a major pandemic and moving towards the summer and things being a little bit more flexible. Obviously challenges over the last 2 years. Where do you see your challenge in the next year or maybe the next 3 years?
I mean, probably as crazy it sounds, probably trying to keep up with what our customers needs are and the increased level of visits and foot traffic. When we opened last year, we really didn't know any better. We had no basis for comparison, having opened in the middle of the pandemic. So we're finding that when we opened last year, we had a very cut and dry model of this is what we're providing and this is what we're not providing, and as more customers came through the door and said, "Hey, you guys doing live music?" We're like, "No, but
I guess
okay."
we should. Yeah, maybe. All right, we'll add it in. All right, sure.
What do you guys have for food? We're like,
Oh, we don't have
nothing.
any
But
food.
and like, oh, so
Got a charcuterie. All right.
So we're constantly guilty of sometimes thinking smaller than we should. We're probably a little.
Well,
bit
we had no money, and this is the problem. Is that so we started this operation with barely any cash, and so we didn't have enough money to put a restaurant in. We are really now kind of playing catch up, and so this summer we're going to be running food trucks. We're building out our live music program, and then doing live marquee events in the barn as well as behind the cidery here. We're trying to also raise up. This is a very rural area, and so there's a lot of people who are really good chefs or really good crafters or something along those lines that just don't have space. Like there's just no space in this area. So for us, I want this space to be a hub to help raise up chefs in the neighborhood. So we're working with a vegan chef that's up in about 15 minutes north of us in Cannington, which is like Farmville. And she produces food that's like you would get at Planta in Toronto. Like it's amazing food. So that we're kind of working on those angles.
Yeah, I think constantly adapting and anticipating what our customers like when they get here is the biggest challenge for us. I mean, as it turns out, cider making is the easiest part of the job. So when it all comes down to it,
It's marketing.
Mm-hmm.
And that is not easy to do on its own, so we know that for sure. Aside from your own product, is there something that you really enjoy? It's a little something special that you like to grab whenever you get the chance?
Like a proper UK cider. Like if we can get ourselves to the West Country, that is great. And then also like top shelf Calvados from France. If I can get myself to Normandy and try some of that stuff, I'm in heaven.
yeah, that's true. We try and very much model what we do after traditional English ciders, and if you can get a good Hallett's Keith cider, then that's
good stuff.
It's bliss.
Yeah.
If you weren't doing cider or you had more time to do something, what would it be?
There are a lot of beaches somewhere, which
There's a lot of roads that are aching for motorcycle riding.
that's right. We're both avid motorcycle riders, so we try and escape wherever we possibly can.
Yeah.
And we're trying to carve out space in which to do that, and coming to the grips with the reality of how much of a seasonal business it is here at the farm, and
Hiring is a big thing for us right now. So just like we're actually more than doubling our workforce this summer in order to actually give ourselves some space, which is the key thing, because last summer we opened and we were just on our back foot until Christmas. And luckily enough, we had two amazing ladies that were working with us who kept our sanity in check. But we know that this summer we're going to be even more busy, so we're hiring an additional 3 people this summer. Someone to help me, and then 4 people. So because we got James that's going to be on payroll as well, who's our orchard lad. So we're kind of we're kind of scaling up, which then gives us the space to hopefully enjoy some seed time.
I'm forever optimistic.
And do you have anything new that is either on the way to come out that you can announce or something you'd love to try?
I mean, we're stay tuned. We're going to be re-releasing, two of our hottest sort of summer sellers from last year. Our Goes Work Orange, which was a Goza style full dry cider. A lower ABV, perfect. For summer beaches and campgrounds and the like. As well as our second summer release, Hop My Cherry, which, as the name implies, is a hop-infused natural cherry cider, which went over really well last year. And those are going to be released, fortunately, earlier this year, in time for the long weekend.
Yeah.
Excellent. And if people want more information about what you do and how to get your product, where should they go for that?
Check out the Instaface and the Bookgram and the
Facegram, and the Tweeter,
and the Talk Tick and things like that. So we're at Two Blokes Cider, and we're also you can check out the website at twoblokes.ca and
all the info. Send us your resume as well.
Yeah. We accept telegrams.
Yeah.
Bloke 1, Bloke 2, thank you very much.
Thank
Fantastic.
you.
Thank you.